Elon Musk gave around $75 million to his pro-Donald Trump super PAC in the span of 3 months, jumping to the top ranks of Republican donors.
I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA.
That's according to federal disclosures Tuesday, which show America PAC, which Musk founded 3 months ago, got through around $72 million of that from July to September. Musk's group focuses on turning out voters in closely contested states that could decide the election. And with the Trump campaign relying mostly on outside groups for canvassing voters, it means the billionaire plays an outsized role in the razor-thin election between Trump and Democrat Kamala Harris. But half a dozen sources tell Reuters the PAC encountered problems with contractors and hiring door knockers.
Vote, vote, vote.
Elon Musk, the world's richest man, took a sharp turn to the right this election. He endorsed Trump in July and appeared with him at a rally in Pennsylvania earlier this month. Musk's donations let him join an exclusive club of Republican megadonors, a list that includes banking heir Timothy Mellon and casino billionaire Miriam Adelson. America PAC declined to comment on the donations, and Musk had not commented as of late Tuesday.
TSMC smashed forecasts with a 54% jump in quarterly profit. The chipmaker reported Thursday a net profit of about $10.1 billion for the period ended September 30th. That's its highest for any quarter and well above analyst forecasts. TSMC said revenue rose 36% year-on-year to $23.5 billion. The world's largest contract chipmaker credited soaring demand for chips used in artificial intelligence. It's the dominant producer of advanced silicon used in AI applications, with customers including Apple and Nvidia. The Taiwan firm has benefited from a surge towards AI across a range of industries. TSMC said Thursday it expects capital expenditure for this year to be slightly higher than $30 billion as it races to expand production. The chipmaker is spending billions of dollars building new factories overseas. Looking ahead, TSMC forecasts fourth quarter revenue of up to $26.9 billion, well up from the same period a year ago.
Nestle is making some big decisions as sales flag. The Swiss giant on Thursday reported that growth fell short of forecasts. It was just 2% over the first 9 months of the year. Sales volumes also failed to match expectations after the firm hiked prices again. An executive said rising costs for coffee and cocoa were among the pressures faced by the Kit Kat and Nescafé maker. Both have touched repeated record highs over the past 2 years. Now the company says it's going to revamp its senior leadership and operating structure in response. It also cut its sales outlook for the year to just 2% growth, down from 3% in earlier forecasts. New chief executive Laurent Frex said consumer demand had weakened and was likely to stay soft over the coming months. He took over in September after predecessor Mark Schneider was ousted following several previous quarters of weak growth. Among changes, Nestlé will reduce the size of its executive board. It will also merge regional units, including its Latin America and North America divisions. Next week, analysts will be watching rival Unilever to see if it fares any better. The UK firm is forecast to see sales volumes grow by over 3%, while raising prices less than Nestlé. Battered by a strike and other problems, Boeing is closing in on a plan to bolster its finances. Reuters sources say the aerospace giant will raise around $15 billion through shares and bonds. In a regulatory filing earlier, the company had said the total amount raised could hit $25 billion. Boeing is battling a strike by thousands of workers who are demanding higher pay. That has hit output of some of its best-selling jets, including the 737 MAX. The company is also dealing with the fallout from a mid-air blowout on one of those planes earlier in the year. That left it facing increased regulatory scrutiny, production curbs, and a loss of confidence among customers. Now, analysts estimate the strike could cost Boeing around $1 billion per month. To reduce costs, the plane maker has announced 17,000 job cuts. Its shares are down some 40% this year amid all the troubles. The strike will also mean delays in the delivery of new jets and some very unhappy customers. First deliveries of a key new model, the 777X, have been put back by a year. Emirates boss Tim Clark said this week that he wanted a serious conversation with Boeing about the setback. Meanwhile, top European budget airline Ryanair says it will have to cut forecasts for next year due to getting fewer new jets than it expected.
Voters in Georgia turned out in record numbers as the battleground state opened early voting for the November 5th presidential election. Georgia's number 2 election official, Gabriel Sterling, said the number of voters who cast ballots on the first day of early voting was nearly double what the state recorded in 2020. Matthew Brown is a voter from Cobb County, Georgia.
It's critically important that everyone at least voices their vote. January 6th was a defining moment for me. And I think that we have to separate the practical policies that help people from the political policies that divide us.
With 8.2 million registered voters, Georgia is crucial in the neck-and-neck race between Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris and her Republican rival Donald Trump.
I think this is probably the most important voting season of our lifetime.
Georgia voter Peg Timponi explained why voting in this election means so much to her.
I'm of the age when women's rights came into focus in the early 70s, and to see us losing that, I believe in choice. Every person has a choice, but I also believe there should be a separation of church and state.
Early voting, either in person or by mail, has become increasingly popular with U.S. voters. According to the University of Florida's election lab, nearly 1 in 7 voters cast their ballots ahead of Election Day in 2020.